Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel, Dream of Crafts. My name's Deanna and we are going to be working on tutorial number 6 for the beach vacation mini album. We are going to start with our chipboard and we need 4 pieces cut at 9.5 wide by 10.5 high. You need 2 pieces cut at 2 inches wide by 10.5 high, and you need 1 piece cut 4 1/4 wide by 10.5 high. Now I've chosen cream or vanilla colored cardstock. I have 3 pieces that are 12 by 12. Actually, this one's a little bit wider than 12, but I've just left it on because it's just going to help me when I fold over the edges. Otherwise, I only have 3/4 of an inch at the top and the bottom because of the height of the chipboard. So we've got 3 12-inch pieces, and this last one here, oh, we might not have to cut that down. I think I've got it right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and connect these. I've already. So I'm going to do the 12 by 12, and then I'm going to attach my 8-inch and then do my last 2 12 by 12s, and then at the end we will cut off what we don't need, just to make it simpler. All right, I'm just going to line this up and just cover that tape there. There we go. And we're going to do the same thing. Now this will cover all but 1/4 inch of my bench here. I think I measured it, and I want to say it's I'll have to remeasure it because I can't remember, and I just don't want to guess. I want to say like 38 or 39. Again, remove the tape. I added just a tiny bit of glue so I can slide a little bit. There we go. Slide this down, and my camera is expanded all the way out as far as it can go. All right. It looks like I put a piece of tape on the end of that one too. Apparently wasn't thinking, but that's all right. It's going to be cut off. We'll just save it with the tape on it. All right. So we're going to attach this one here. There we go. Okay. That's why I need another piece here. I need another piece. What did I do with that? Is it this one? Let me lay these out real quick here a second. Maybe that's that piece I just put off to the side there, thinking I didn't need it. Let me go ahead and lay these out. Approximate, and then that will tell me. Oh, it was weird that I put a piece of tape on there. So just give an idea here. These are going to be like that. We're going to go 1/4 inch apart. 1/8 inch isn't quite enough. Things get too tight in there, so we don't want that. So that looks crooked to me. That piece looks crooked. So double check that one. It almost looks crooked to me. 1/4. Big one. 2 inch. Okay. And this one. All right. So I'm going to measure this, and we will get our next piece. I want to say, oh yeah, so we'll just get another 12-inch by 10 3/8. I mean 12-inch, 12 by 12. Ugh. 12 by 12. We'll cut it after we're done. Here we go. It was sitting here. There we go. So we'll just add another 12 by 12 to that. Whee! me up. Lots and lots of them. All right. Let's go ahead and slide this down. Pull this tape. And then we'll just cut off whatever we don't need off the end there. I had it sitting out. Just didn't pull it back with the rest of them. Threw me off a little bit. There we go. Line that up. There we go. Perfect. So we're going to come all the way down to this end. And we're going to start. I'm going to put my ruler up here. And I'm going to align that up. And I'm going to put my 1 inch mark at the bottom here. Move this in a bit. Here we go. 1 inch at the bottom there. And then I've got a 1 inch here and 1 inch down here. Let me zoom in a second so you can maybe get a peek at that. Let's see. See if I can make it so you can, whoop, too much. Too much. Okay, let me slide this up. You can see it. So I have it set. So I can see my 1 inch mark here, and then I've got it sat right at the bottom of my paper at the other 1 inch mark along the bottom there. So I'm going to leave that just like that so you can see what I'm doing. I've got just some tape here on this edge just to kind of help hold it while the glue dries. We're going to untape that. Not a ton of tape. I'm going to put my bin down here. It hangs off the end of my table, but I'm going to open my glue all the way up so I can get a good amount of glue all the way around. Just makes it easier on my hand. Not too heavy. Pressing the temp against there. There we go. All right, again, I'm going to get my ruler lined up here. All the way down. Perfect. And I'm going to hold that and line up my at 1 inch and let it fall. All right. Okay. Slide it down a bit. I'm going to bring this over so I can kind of press it. Get that set on there. There we go. Just a little bit. Bring my ruler back up here. All right, now we want our 2 inch piece. And again, I've already got some tape on there. There we go. Another little bit of glue. Again, I'm keeping the tip kind of pressed up against there, but it flows so much easier without that tip on for doing something like this. Okay. All right. Make sure my 1 inch edge is lined up at the bottom. 1/4 of an inch. You can see it on my ruler here. 1/4 of an inch. And I didn't press it because I want to make sure this one becomes 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to just hold the bottom there. Slide that over a bit. There we go. 1/4 of an inch. Give that a good press. Okay. Slide it down a little bit. Then our next piece here. That's one that looks crooked to me. Let me just, I'm going to take my ruler and just see what we got going on here. 10.5. 10.5. Okay. This must be an optical illusion then. I'm going to peel off all my tapes here. Grab them. Again. And as I see, I've got that tip pressed up against there so I'm not getting over amount there. bring my ruler back in here, line it up, hold it, 1/4 of an inch on my ruler. I can see it right there. Check it here, 1/4 of an inch. Okay. Good press. Smooth that glue out there a little bit. There we go. Slide it down a little bit. Now we're going to do our 4 and a 1/4 inch on here. Bring our ruler back down in. Line it up so we're ready to go. Now this I put 2 larger pieces on to cover that. It's 2-inch wide tape just to give it a good adhesion. I'm still going to add a little bit of glue. Just to help if I need to slide it. All right, 1/4 of an inch. The inch mark is down where it needs to be. Okay, bring this up. Slide it just a smidge. There we go. Okay. Press it good. There. Okay. Our next piece is another big one. 9.5 wide by 10.5 high. Okay. I'm gonna zoom back out here. Here we go. And be the glue. Ooh. I don't want that. There we go. Ruler. All right. Here. Line it up so I have a dark mark there to see. My 1 inch is lined up. And I don't press real hard on that because I don't want it to push my ruler. There we go. Okay. Got a good press there. Nice. There we go. Slide it down a little bit. And we're going to start to hang over the edge there. We have our next 2-inch piece. Some glue. Ruler. 1 inch edges lined up. 1/4 of an inch. Come up here. Get a 1/4 of an inch slide out here. There we go. Just like that. Give it a press so it doesn't slide in a minute. There we go. Last piece. 9.5 by 10.5. Okay. Give me a band there. There we go. Tip back on a second there. Okay. Ruler. A dark spot there. inch. Okay. 1/4 of an inch. Just like so. So that come up here. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Give that good press. All right. So we have over here, if I do that, 3 3/4 too much. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of hold this in just like that. Nice and easy. Get my mat here, slide it under there. Get a ruler, 1 inch. Don't have to be exact. Right around here. And then we're just going to trim this off without damaging the ruler. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. That's the easiest way to do that. I'm going to use this to come in. I'm not going to come all the way up. I'm going to stay about a 1/16 of an inch off of there. Just like so. And run it kind of on a slight angle. Off of that tip there. Angle it out. Whoops, that didn't cut very good. There we go. Okay. And we're going to turn this around here. Bring this part in. Okay. Just so we got it. And off about a 1/16 off that tip, and then on a slight angle. Same this way, slight angle. Oh, that's going to be hidden, so. Slight angle, it had to be a lot. Slight angle. There we go. Okay. So let me tell you how long this is. Like I said, I've got like, maybe 1/2 inch off my bench there. So we got 18. This is approximate 36. About 46 3/4 inches long. So pretty long. All right, we're gonna just gently start doing this here on all the edges, just gently for the first time. Then we'll come back in and we'll lay, there we go, just kind of pressing it gently, not all the way up, just a little bit, all the way down to the end, get the end. Okay, now we're going to lay some tape at the very top edge. I'm going to start at one end, work my way all the way, I'm going to start down here, work my way all the way down. You won't be able to see me for a second, but I want to make sure I can press this on there, so I'm going to be out of your view, but it is. And when I put the tape on, I don't pull it tight when I'm working with it, laying things down, because I found that it kind of sometimes wants to pucker the paper. So I just kind of like relaxed down there. Press it all the way down to the bottom. Same thing down here. Again, just a nice relaxed touch. Again. And press. Again. I'm going to come off the end here. Just do my end pieces. Just like so. Okay. down this way, this side here. Go. Okay. Now, I want to run a bead of glue along the chipboard edge all the way around, just to start softening that up. Kind of stay away from my I don't want to go all the way to the tip there because I don't want glue squeezing out all over. It has to have some place to go. So I'm in about 1/4 of an inch. And I'm keeping that tip pressed up against there. We just want this to start softening. Again, stopping about 1/4 of an inch away. To start softening up this paper a little bit. Okay. All the way down to about 1/4 of an inch from the end. There we go. Okay. All right, I'm going to peel off my top paper here. Top tape, I should say, not paper. Nice long piece. There we go. And I'm going to start, again, just gently folding that. Not stressing it out all the way down. Now my tape is off, or my paper's off my tape, so I don't want to touch that to my chipboard because then it will stick. Okay, I've come to the middle here. I'm going to just pull up this tape just a little bit here. And we're going to set that down just like so. Let me peel that back up a second. There we go. I want to add a little bit more glue here. Just a squiggle of glue. There we go. Good thing I had that other tape there. All right, let's try again. Squiggle of glue there. And then we're just gently going to start pulling. Just like that. In both ways. Okay. Coming back. Keep doing this way. Perfect. Come back over here. Move our way this way, all the way to the end here. Right. And then I'm gonna rub that outside edge there. Just like that. Rub that outside edge and then just start pressing this down. Again. Good press. Okay. All the way. All the way down to the end. Good press. All right. We're going to flip this. Okay. That. And we're going to pull this one. Whole edge. Squiggle of glue all the way down. Okay. Nice and easy. Pull this tape up a little bit. Okay. Start bending it. Okay. All right. Press that down. Just like that. Okay, and we're going to head the other way. Okay, head back this way. Just kind of pulling as I go. There we go. Tuck that end in. Kind of tuck that end in. Go ahead and pull that. Swig of glue. We're not done at the bottom there yet. Or on the left side there yet. I'll get that in a second. Hold on right here. Squiggle of glue. Okay. Slight bend. Get it. Make sure this is pressed in. Nice and tight. There we go. Okay. Like that. And don't worry about this black edge here. That will be covered, so that's not going to be seen. All right. Let's go ahead and slide this down here. Like so. There we go. We're going to continue to put this down. Rubber edge. There we go. Pull the tape from down here. There we go. Squiggle glue. Push the little edge in. There. There's not much there, if anything. Start relaxing that, like so. And from the middle, press it. So. Perfect. All right. So there we go. We've got the whole thing covered, end to end. Now, at these points here, I'm going to start pressing that in a little bit, breaking those fibers. I'm just using the rounded edge of this tool here. And this is from an old we used to have. It was slice machine, the old slice machines. Like original die cutting machine. I think it was out before Cricut was, and you had a glass mat, and this tool was used to. All right, so let's go ahead and slide down here. Do it here. This tool was used to scrape the glass mat of all the paper and stuff. Okay. All right. So this is what we have. We're going to move this in, so you'll fold this edge in like this edge in like this, and then these will fold together like this, okay? Now, once we get our outer decorative cardstock on, before we put our decorations on the outside, I'm going to run ribbon around for a tie here, okay? I thought about a latch, but then when you open it, the latch will get in the way of looking at the book, so I didn't think a latch was a very good idea. All right, so we're going to set that aside and let it dry a little bit here, and we're going to do our hinge. Now my front inside of my cover, I'm going to do white. So here's my white cardstock here, all ready to go. And I've already got some hinges ready to go, but we're going to do one together. I have a piece cut at 9 7/8 high by 7 1/2 wide. We are going to, on our 7 1/2 inch wide side, we're going to score at 1 inch, 1 3/4, 2 1/2, 3 inches, 3 3/4, 4 1/2, 5, 5 3/4, and 6 1/2. So we'll have a 1 inch on each side, so it can expand over top of our thing. We're going to take these now and burnish them. Actually, I want to burnish this away because I want my textured side out. Okay. Again, you're going to need 2 of these, 9 7/8 high by 7.5 wide. I will put the list for the scoring. I will put that in the description for this video, just so you don't have to write it down. We have 1/2 inch gussets in between. And each side will hold 3. I'm just pulling up my hinges here. So you have 1, 2, 3 hinges. So each side of the book will hold 3 pages. Okay. So I'm just going to glue these together. That's how I did my other ones. I just glued them together. There we go. So I'm going to fold my 2 3/4 inch pieces together. Okay. And then I'm going to skip my 1/2 inch. My next 2 3/4 inch pieces. And then my other ones have been sitting and drying. Press, skip our 1/2 inch, our next 2 3/4 inch pieces. I want them good and dry before I mess with them. And we're going to put those together. You can use tape. Tape is fine. All right. So there are our 3 hinges. 1, 2, 3. Just like that. The other way. Okay. So you need 2 of those. All right. I'm going to set this aside. Like I said, I already have 2 of them done. And I already have them taped on the back. This is just 2 inch pieces of score tape, and then 2 1/2 inch pieces are on there. So you can use all 1/2 inch or whatever you want. All right. Let's go ahead and bring our book back in. All right. We are going to cover these with the white. So I have an 8 inch, 10 3/8 high. They're all going to be 10 3/8 high by 8 inches wide. That's going to go here. Then I have a 10 3/8 high by 8 inches. It's going to go next. Another 10 3/8 high by 12 inches wide. That's going to go here. And I'm missing one. I keep missing one. All right, well, let's cut one together. Oh, I have one here. Here we go. Here we go. This is 10 3/8 high by 12 inches wide. And then this one I cut at 10 3/8 high by 6 inches, and we'll just add that a little bit further in because I just wanted to make sure I had enough. Okay, there we go. So 10 3/8 by 8 inch, one of those. 3 10 3/8 by 12 inches wide, and this one is 10 3/8 by 6, and we'll just move that in as far as we need to. Okay, so we can go ahead and remove the tape. You know what, I think I'm going to glue this down first, just in case it's off a little bit, then I won't be attaching that. So I'm going to just attach one at a time, and then we'll lay it down. I have these reversed here, so my texture is facing down, and we will flip that upright. So I'm going to align this. There we go. And then we'll flip this like that, and we'll adhere that. Okay. So I'm going to put a couple strips of score tape right here, not very high, just a tiny bit away from the edge there. That allows my paper to flex a little bit without tearing. Oops, except for I just tore that. Okay, one in the middle. There we go. All right. Let's put one strip over here, one strip over here. All right. And then we're going to lay glue down on this. So we'll pull this. 1, 2. Our 4-inch wide piece. See? Pull my glue up. There we go. Okay. My 4-inch wide piece already has the tape on it. So let's go ahead and add some glue to these two. I'm taking the big tip off so I can cover this quickly. Leave that where my tape is there. Where my tape is, I'm going to leave that so I can get underneath there. There we go. Okay. Do some sections. Okay. So I'm going to bring this down and I'm going to lay my left side down first. Okay. Left side down first. The glue is helping me be able to move it. I will have approximately 1/16 of an inch on each edge there. And see, I was right by not having those together, because then it's crooked. See, it's down further on the bottom side there. Okay. All right, lift you up. Lift that up and let that fall better. There we go. All right. I'm glad I didn't line them all up, because that would have made it a lot harder if I would have put them all together. Okay. Let's smooth that out. That worked out good. We're going to do one piece at a time now. Okay. There we go. I'm going to reach under here. That piece of tape. And we're going to leave that up in the air. I'm going to get, oh, there's an extra one. That's why I didn't have it. It was underneath there. So this is my bottom. I know, because it's not textured. All right, to the edge. There's my tape. Stop at my tape. I guess you could do it without the tape. Okay. Pull these two like so. Now I gotta be really careful, because I'm gonna slide this under there where the tape is already off. Hold it up so that it's not touching that center. All right. Gently press that tape down. And look at my bottom and my top. I'm not pressing yet. Okay, there we go. Perfect. There we go. And again, we have tape right down at that 1/2 inch edge down underneath there. But you wouldn't have to, I guess. Make it easier on you. You could just glue it. I'll slide this down. I'm going to reach back under here. Grab that tape. my bottom edge. My textured is underneath. Oopsie. Right. Oops, let's put a couple pieces of tape on here. Just like that, real quick. Oops. Just real quick. Come on, where's the end? There it is. Come on. Goodness gracious. There. Let's just go ahead and put one on each side here. Just to help hold it in place. Pull that off. There we go. All right. Take our 12-inch wide piece here. Slide it under there. Holding it up so it doesn't touch that other tape. Line up the bottom. Go ahead and put that down. Looks good. There we go. Just like that. Okay. Now the last piece, I didn't have a piece of tape there. So let's just go ahead and we'll just glue that down. Okay. Let's bring this down. Okay. So remember, this is 10 3/8 high by 6 inches wide. And what we'll do is we'll just put glue on the whole thing, and then we'll just lay this down on our edge and line up those two perfectly. So it's going to overlap a little bit more, but it's not going to hurt anything. Just reassuring that we had enough. Didn't have to recut. And you could measure it all out, but to me that's just as easy, and you got to overlap anyway, so what's another little bit? Okay. So for this one, we're going to come from our right side here. I'm matching down here, and I'm bringing it in from the edge there. Just a little bit, gently pulling. Sliding a little bit. You can slide with the glue. There we go. I'm holding it so it doesn't slide while I'm pressing down. Got a little glue coming out here. Stop that. There we go. Perfect. All right. So now we got to go back in and find our things again. Move this in so we have one right there, one right there. Let's go ahead and do that. Stuff out of our way here. Bring it in here. We have our center one. It should be right there. And there. Okay. You can see that glue and stuff is still damp, so it wants to pull away. We don't want it to. We want it to stay where it needs to. So we're going to be real gentle here till it dries. So once we get this together here, and our next two are right here and here. See, I'm just barely lifting it up just so I can see exactly where it is. Again, I'm using that rounded edge there. And I'm just going to press right along those marks there. Press again. Get everything squished down to that tape, to that glue. All right, we're just going to leave this now to dry. All right. While we got it just sitting here, I know that my hinges have to be 3/16 up from the bottom. So I'm going to use my little ruler here and do like 3/16 up. There we go. Just about like that. Doesn't have to be exact, but it's nice to have a little line to follow. I'm going to make a light pencil mark here. Just real light. Okay. Just so I can barely see it. We're going to do the same thing from here. 3/16 and a real light pencil mark. And I will hold that up so you can see. Can you see that? Let's zoom in. Let us zoom in here. Here we go. All right. So right here you can see a light pencil mark there. There's one on the bottom here too. Okay. Let's do this back out here. So now I also know that they have to be in about a 1/2 inch from my things. So I'm going to mark, I'll line up my line there. And I want to say, because it's 2 inches wide, I'm going to make a mark here, just a light one in here. And then I'm going to go down the bottom and I'm going to do the same thing. And just kind of, once we bend it, we'll know more. I'm looking at the bend and coming in a little bit from that because it's probably not centered yet. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing at this other end. Way down here. Hang away over the edge. There we go. 5/8 from the bottom edge. Light pencil mark. 5/8 from the top edge. Light pencil mark. And then I'll show you our hinges. Okay. Here's the one we need here. And our hinges, let me stand those up. Okay. They will line up right there and there. So once I find that, so I'm going to pencil mark at the top, pencil mark at the bottom, and then our little dots to mark where these two outside hinges will fall. Okay. So, all right. So I'm going to let this set and get a good dry, and then we will come back to tutorial number 7. We'll add our hinges, put in our pages, and then we can move on to start decorating at our decorative cardstock. All right. Thank you for joining in. If you are a subscriber already, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please do so at this time. Go ahead and in the right-hand corner, there's a red subscribe button. You hit that, a bell will pop up. If you select the bell, you can be notified each time I put up a new video. So thanks for stopping by. Till the next time. Bye-bye.